Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Friday, May 20th, 2022. Jeremy Crosby here. Hope you had a wonderful day. Glad you're tuning in with us this evening for TF. Getting ready for the weekend. Going to be a kind of a weekend, at least weather-wise. It'll be a little rainy and then a little sunny. Hoping to take the Bamlets out fishing this weekend. And we'll see if that happens on Sunday night. Oh, yeah. We're going to see who can outfish Betsy because she's kicking our butt. Andrew's already losing for the year. I don't even know how to explain that. So we got to get on 2-1, 2-1, and I'm at 0, so I got to get going here. But either way, hopefully you have a fun weekend plans and get out there, enjoy this weather. It'll be a little bit cooler, though, but nothing wrong with a little cool weather. We'll deal with it. But let's get to what's happening on the show today. We're going to talk about Bike Fitchburg and all the fun biking activities. It's Bike Month. That will get taken to Bike Week happening in June. We'll have all the details from Bike Fitchburg Group. Steve Arnold will be here to tell us about that. Plus, we're celebrating EMS Week. Yeah, all this week has been EMS Week, and we've got Jeff Dossler going to tell us a little bit about Fitchburg EMS and EMS Week. So a lot of thank yous to be had on that front. But first, we turn it to the apartment fire that happened on Tuesday morning. We got an update yesterday, and here it is. At approximately 11:55 p.m. the Tuesday, May 17th, the Fitchburg Fire Department responded to a structure fire at the apartment complex located at 2118 Red Arrow Trail on city of Fitchburg. In the city of Fitchburg, the fire was extinguished quickly by first arriving companies after a victim search of the unit. A male victim was found deceased, while officials' identifications and cause of death by the Dane County Medical Examiner's Office were pending. The victim was a 64-year-old male resident of the apartment. Due to the sensitive nature of the fatality, the information was not shared at the time of the initial press release until the family was notified. Following an assessment of the scene, fire investigators determined the fire began in the kitchen. A fire originated in a plastic trash can and spread to the kitchen cabinetry and then to the rest of the apartment. Investigators learned that the fire was discovered by 2 occupants of the apartment who attempted to extinguish it by water. The smoke became too heavy, which forced one of the occupants out onto the balcony. That person was transported to the hospital. The rest of the building residents were able to evacuate the building without injury, some with the assistance by fire and police personnel. And from the Fitchburg Fire Department, says this is a devastating incident. The department extends its deepest sympathies to the family and friends of the deceased. Incidents like this stress the importance of early fire detection by having properly installed and operating smoke alarms in your residence. This is coming from Deputy Fire Chief Chad Grossman. It's unknown at this time if the apartment had a working smoke alarm at the time of the fire. Smoke alarms, again, are proven to alert residents to fire danger and give critical seconds to escape safely in a fire emergency. The Fitchburg Fire Department encourages all families to have working smoke alarms in their homes. News, we've got a pinning ceremony to talk about from the Fitchburg Police Department. Please join us, it says here, the Fitchburg Department on Monday, May 23rd at 1 p.m. at City Hall in the Francis Hutley Cooper Council Chambers. Welcome 5 new police officers. This brief ceremony will provide an opportunity to welcome the new members along with friends and family to the Fitchburg Police Department team and the city of Fitchburg. Thank you for all for showing them a warm welcome. We'll have this live for you on our channel Monday here on the COM channel, I should say, starting at 1 p.m. All right, returning our attention to the community workshop that's going to be taking place on Monday night. This community workshop is an interactive engagement opportunity that will highlight the Fitchburg Teen Center. It's happening at 5:30 p.m. Redeemer City Church, located at 5356 King James Way in Fitchburg. For more information, you can head to the website fitchburgwi.gov. Memorial Day service, tell you about the Memorial Day service in Fitchburg will be held on May 30th. This year's speaker will be Lieutenant Lisa Heitman, who has chosen her theme to remember their sacrifice as her theme. Lisa is an employee of the Fitchburg Police Department, and the United States Air Force Veteran Service will be conducted by the Oregon Brooklyn VFW Post 10272, Brooklyn and Oregon, American Legion Post 160, Military Honor Guard and Color Guard as well, and a rifleman, and also VFW Post 1318 will be part of the festivities. All are welcome. Please bring your own chair. In the event of inclement weather, we'll be moving this up to Fire Station number 1, 59 5791 Lacey Road, Fitchburg. We'll get that information out as we head into the weekend to on the date, if we're moved not the date, but location for that. This will be out at the Gorman Wayside Veterans Memorial Park on the 30th, starting at 12:30 p.m. And turning our attention now to the 3rd annual Madison Brewery Bike Race. I have to sign up for this now that I have a bike. Let's take a look. The 3rd annual, well, it says here, we are celebrating Madison Bike Week with the 3rd annual Madison Brewery Bike Race on Sunday, June 5th from noon to 6 p.m. There is no march course. Just get from Delta to Stark Weather Brewing Company, or vice versa. You could go slow. You could go fast. I like that they say that. Race time or ride for fun. Prizes first, second, and third place for each brewery. Registration online, $30 in advance, $35 at the door. 2 breweries, 3 beers, 11-ish miles. 11-ish miles and lots of fun. Maybe I can talk Scott in it for my staff for going with me on that. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up the digest and talk more about biking events. Steve Arnold from Bike Fitchburg. Stay tuned for that. Back right here on Talking Pittsburgh.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Hey, boss. Okay.
Said I'm fine.
Me the bed, see you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at? Underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today from Bike Fitchburg, we got Steve Arnold here, former mayor and again part of the Bike Fitchburg organization. Steve, how you doing today?
I'm doing real well, Jeremy. How are you today?
I am doing wonderful. Thanks for taking the time out to join us today. It is Bike Month across Wisconsin and the USA, I assume. You don't even know. I assume it's
Sure.
USA Bike Month. But either way, we got a lot of great biking events coming up, and we'll preview all that here with Steve. But Steve, for people who aren't familiar, let's just start with what is and who is Bike Fitchburg?
Sure. So, as you say, I'm on the board of directors. Bike Fitchburg's an all-volunteer advocacy organization. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. So we collect money and use it to advance our mission to make biking easier, friendlier, safer, and more fun in Fitchburg. And we provide the outside pressure to city government to do good things. To contrast that with Fitchburg's own bicycle committee, which is part of their commission and committee structure. They have a formal role in helping the council decide what resolutions and ordinances to pass. So we have complementary roles and we often work together. we attend their meetings and they send representatives to ours. And like Bike Fitchburg, there's a statewide organization, the Bike Fed, which I'm also on their board, and a national organization, the League of American Bicyclists, which we usually call the Bike League. The Bike League is the organization that designates May as Bike Month, which they've been doing since 1956. This is International Bike to Work Day in the Northern Hemisphere. Yesterday was Monday of this week was Bike to Work Day. There's also a Bike to School Day and a Bike to Church Sunday that are part of the week. But in Wisconsin, our climate is a little cooler. And so the Bike Fed, the statewide organization, designates the first full week of June as Wisconsin Bike Week, and usually kicks off with Ride the Drive in the Madison area. But this year, Ride the Drive will not be happening due to the same kind of staffing issues that every company and every nonprofit or government agency is having, trying to get people out to do things. But Bike Week will go on, and we'll have lots of events to talk about for Wisconsin Bike Week as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking at your Facebook page, and the top photo from one of the bike events is snow on the ground. So
that's right.
You hit it on the head that Wisconsin's weather can be cruel at times, and I remember that day very fondly.
Yeah, we encourage biking all year round and all kinds of biking. And you're looking at our commuter station, our February commuter station for Winter Bike to Work Week. From the February of 2020. And we have one of those coming up, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it won't be snowy.
That's encouraging. All right. As far as getting involved in biking, Fitchburg is definitely a biking community, Stephen. Why would people who maybe haven't tried biking, or people who should get involved in biking, obviously the events that we'll talk about are a good reason to get out there and try it so you can get involved here. But Fitchburg is, I'm just going to say it. We've got a great biking community here, top notch. And what are people missing out that have taken advantage yet?
Well, there's two historical things that make Fitchburg a great place, and that has led to one social thing or cultural thing. We are lucky to be the home of some historical railroads, which have turned into beautiful regional and state trails. Secondly, as a former town, Fitchburg has a large rural area. We're on the edge of the driftless area, the edge of the glaciated area. And so the 2/3 of Fitchburg that's natural and agricultural are just wonderful places to ride. So many years ago, the business community and our civic leaders decided to pile on and develop Fitchburg's biking resources as part of our civic identity. Behind me in my virtual background is the Dolly Bike Hub, one of our beautiful bicycle facilities. So we have been developing infrastructure and working on events and other kinds of encouragement over the years. I say we, I mean bike clubs, local businesses, our tourism agency, the Fitchburg Chamber. And so all of this has led to Fitchburg being designated as a bronze bicycle friendly community back in 2012 and silver in 2015. And a lot of our activities are aimed at achieving gold certification, the next level up. Not so much because we want the gold certification, but because of all the benefits of having a great biking community.
Yeah, and it's crazy that that's already been since 2012 that we got bronze. I mean, these things and the biking community stuff has grown so much. And you're right, the resources that come behind those statuses are really what it's about. Appreciate your time, Steve, as always, and we'll check back in with you real soon.
Okay, my pleasure, Jeremy. Have a great one.
You as well. I said, check out Bite Fitchburg's website, follow them on social media. And again, we'll keep you up to date on all the events happening here in Fitchburg and around the area as it pertains to biking. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching TF.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining us today from Fitchburg EMS, it's Deputy Chief Jeff Doslick. Jeff, happy EMS week and welcome back to TF.
Yeah, thank you very much. Happy EMS week to all our providers out there. Certainly our Fitchburg providers are doing an excellent job, and Dane County as well. So yeah, happy EMS week to you as too.
Yeah, it's a good week, and we honor all of those in the EMS world. And I thought today we would take some time, certainly to pay a tribute to Fitchburg EMS, but talk about the climate of EMS too, because there's been a lot of challenges, and this year's theme is rising to the challenge.
Right.
Fitting enough, but taking a look back and look forward, Jeff, where is Fitchburg EMS today in relationship with everything going on out there?
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I looked at the theme for this year, and you know, we certainly our group for sure, and I know across the country, but the Fitchburg staff for sure really did rise to the challenge. And I remember when, especially when COVID first came out, and you know, we had all of the things that we needed to put in the ambulance, and we bought pappers, and you know, we put drapes in the ambulance so that the patient could be encapsulated in a drape. We sat outside the drape and tried to figure out, well, how are we going to do drugs and, you know, and ventilate patients and do CPR, to, you know, what kinds of things do we need to use to clean the ambulance, and how is our staff going to be protected, and what kinds of N95s do we have? And then we figured, well, now there's a big N95 shortage because we couldn't get N95s when we ordered them, so we had to pivot. And really, for me, the theme in EMS this year has been, you know, the last couple of years, is how we have pivoted through all of the challenges that, you know, our providers faced. And on top of it, call volume skyrocketed last year, you know, over 20-some% increase in call volume. So we were not only dealing with COVID and all of the things that encapsulate that, but we were also dealing with an increase, a marked increase in call volume. And I think that was the biggest takeaway for me, is how our staff went through all of those challenges and came out on the other side of it being really resilient to all of those things. And I'm very proud of them. And I know Patrick is as well, on, you know, facing those challenges, coming up with suggestions that would make them safer, make our patients safer, and really being there through the process.
Yeah, and I think there's not enough thank yous to go around for any public safety, and you guys, it's a thankless job in a lot of ways, but truly the staff has gone, and the staff challenges of today that we face makes it a very interesting world. Are we seeing the medics burning out? Are we seeing, where do you see staffing levels go now as far, because we're hearing of trouble staffing at lots of different places, but in the EMS world with all of these challenges, the dynamics got to be a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, I think our staffing is pretty solid. We have, our full-time staff for sure. We don't have a huge turnover in our full-time staff. We all of the agencies in Dane County have issues trying to hire limited term employees to fill open shifts. But we've been really fortunate. We didn't have, we had some COVID, i.e. me, and a couple of others that, came down with COVID and were out for a short period of time, but nobody got super sick. And we had family members of our employees that came down with it. So some of the time off we had was because of that. However, I think overall, I think we're doing really well as far as staffing is concerned, and we're currently hiring part-time or limited term employee paramedics and EMTs. And I think they've done a great job. I think they've worked, well, I don't think I know, they've worked really hard at trying to provide really good care. And, granted, it's tiring. Call volume goes up. You're always stressed out about taking stuff home, and protecting yourself. And, we try to be positive with them and maintaining, good PPE protection. But I think they've done a really good job.
I would 100% back you up on that for sure. Let's talk positive too, because it is, while there are a lot of challenges, you guys have also have done some pretty cool stuff when you look back at, especially the last year. But overall, Jeff, what is kind of the motivation and the goals for the department moving forward? You're always trying to find the best care. You're always trying to provide, good employees, top training and stuff. But
Right.
where's our next and up and coming adventure for Fitchrona?
Adventure to survive to tomorrow.
Exactly, day to day.
No, we we always try to sit down and take a look at where we are and what's next for us. I both of Patrick and I pride ourselves, and our staff on wanting the next best thing out there. So we'll try to ramp up our community outreach this year. We sort of have held back a little bit because some of the places where we do a lot of community outreach haven't been open to the public, as far as that is concerned, now that the mask mandate is, really done and all that kind of stuff. So we'll look at reaching out to doing some more community outreach. We have talked about doing infield ultrasound. It's not really a big, project, throughout the country that a lot of services are doing, but, given the fact that we do paramedic intercepts and long distances, and we have a high density of trauma. So we'll take a look at that and what the cost and the training for ultrasound is. We work a bit on our interfacility transports and try to do that within the scope of, what we can do for staffing here. We've had a few requests this year for interfacility transports to help out some of the hospice centers. And if we can find staffing, we'll do that as well. We hired one of our lieutenants has recently retired. And so, we went through a hiring process to hire a full-time person. Chip Hankley was chosen to be our next full-time person. So he'll start at the end of May, and, we'll work through onboarding him as well. And then we do a lot of, we have a lot of students. So not only do we get med students from the UW that do some ride time here as part of their ER rotation, but we also have students from Madison College, paramedic students from Madison College that do their precepting time here. We have 3 students currently in the process of doing that. We have 3 interns that will now, start, will go to school in the fall. And, it's always kind of fun to as a guy that's, looking very closely towards retirement, that, new people are coming into the business, and, making sure that they're trained appropriately, and our staff is phenomenal when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, outside of that, our community outreach with the fentanyl test strips, which we talked about last week, and our Leave a Dose program, I think are 2 important community outreach projects that we have and that will help save lives. And we're always looking to do something similar to that to make sure our community is safe.
There you again. Rise to the challenge, and that's I think you hit it on the head there, that you guys are up to date and continue to do, and that's a whole department thing, as you said, working together to keep providing the best coverage. Well, Jeff, truly thank you. I'll thank you 100 times over, but
appreciate that.
Thank you to you, and thank you to everybody on EMS and Fitchburg and beyond for the great work that they do and you do day in and day out. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, I think our staff, we're very lucky to have the people that we have here. And, I'll speak on behalf of Patrick and I that we really do appreciate everything that they do for us, and the care that they do provide out in the community, because honestly, we're pretty top notch. If I say so myself, not that anybody else is worse or whatever, but I think that we provide some phenomenal care and a high volume, high acuity system. They do a wonderful job.
When you're in our district, you're certainly going to be safe. I think we can wrap it up to that. But yeah, you said it's a good partnership too with all the EMS services around.
Yeah. We're fortunate to have good fire department partners with us as well.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, thank you so much again. Thank you for your time and sharing about the department. Always love to get caught up with you.
My pleasure. Thank you for asking.
You bet. All right. EMS week continues through the rest of this week. And certainly Jeff will be back with us real soon, give a other department update as well. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Go back into Talking Fitch, wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank Jeff Koslick from Fitch and EMS talking about EMS week. And again, thank you to all EMS personnel across the United States. And Fitchburg, Steve Arnold helping us out with some great events coming up. Check it all out on their Facebook page and their website. Have a great weekend, everybody.